hoses right here are for 1, 2, and 3 air conditioners that are going to be running this house. That goes to all 3 of the furnaces that are running this house. Right now, he's drilling another hole that's 2.5 inch that will feed all the electrical that all 3 of these will need. Running these right now so our line sets can come in and be hidden, and then we can insulate that wall and it won't be a problem. All 3 of those air conditioners are going to sit right here along a retaining wall that's going to be built and a cement pad that'll be poured. So these boys will see that in their window, but that's okay. We are buttoning up our HVAC. I know this has been a longer series than I kind of planned on showing it, but there's just a lot that goes into it. So I thought we'd break it up into all these videos, and I've kind of enjoyed bringing you along for it so you can see what you're up against when you're putting it in your own home, which I think is a project that you can tackle on your own other than what you're not certified to put in. So I will say this, I have had some bumps and bruises along the way. I have learned a lot. Now at this stage of the HVAC, I feel a lot better about the whole project itself, and I'm not as frustrated with it because I've learned how to better approach things, and I hopefully have shown you the tricks that I've learned as well. But just know it will be a little bit frustrating, but looking at the money I'm saving by doing it on my own, I feel really good about it. Let that be something you weigh on your own. But that being said, I need to forewarn you, you need to be wearing your eye protection. I've been a little bit lackadaisical about it in this job, and I have had stuff in this right eye so much. And I went to my doctor a couple weeks ago. He said he doesn't see anything, gave me some drops. And then last week, a piece of sheet metal whacked me in the eye, and it actually scratched the eye and really, really hurt. And then when I went in today, because it was still hurting so bad, he found debris in there that he had to carve out and put a contact lens in, and it is numb right now. So luckily it's not hurting too bad, but he said it's gonna hurt in a little while. So wear your eye protection no matter what job you're doing. Make sure you've got your eye protection on. And to be honest, I wish I almost had a set of goggles so that debris couldn't come up under the edges, but I've been out of the habit of it and I'm getting back into it. Part of HVAC is all of the ducting lines. And when I say that, I'm referring to this. This is our, hot and cold air that's gonna feed, but this is an exhaust fan in this bathroom that's gonna feed out to that wall. And part of code is any bathroom where there's moisture in the air, and obviously you want to get that stink out of there, there actually has to be a bathroom fan if it's a bathroom. So all of the bathrooms in the house have bathroom fans, and yesterday I spent the day exhausting the basement 2 bathrooms, and on here we've got them placed and set, the fans are, but the last bathroom is the one I really want to show you what's cool. Because I think we're all familiar with the standard fan and duct system out to the house. This is a Panasonic Whisper Quiet, and I went that with the 6-inch because 2 reasons. As the most CFMs, because it can move the air fast, but the bigger the exhaust line is on that, the quieter the fan is. So if you look at your fans, it'll give you a sound rating. I don't know if it's scones or sons or whatever the word is, it will give you a sound rating. And that was the quiet one I can find. The Panasonic Whisper Quiet is probably the quietest fan in placed system that I found, other than the next one. This is for my wife and I's bathroom. Now I have 2 inlets, and they have built-in dampeners so that cold air won't come in from outside, but when it draws air, this will open up. And this fan actually sits remote. Most of the time when you hear that noise in a bathroom, it's because the fan is right there in your face, and it does work, it gets the job done, but that's what you're hearing is that fan. And if you can hide that motor and put it somewhere else, you probably will only hear the flow of air. So we are gonna have 2 locations, one above the shower, and I think the other one possibly right above the toilet. I'm not entirely sure, but long ago I wired power all the way into here to that truss. And see, it's just coiled up. It's not terminated properly because I knew it was going to terminate in the fan. So that motor you saw is going to go in here behind a firewall, behind a closet. So when this bathroom is exhausting its air, you shouldn't hear it. There are a few rules you need to abide in when it comes to putting in this fan, and they are 3 simple rules. Location, location, location. Actually, there's a couple other rules. One of the things they mentioned about one of these types of fans is it can actually sit however you really want it to. But they do say a vertical orientation allows condensation to not build up in the fan. If you do put it horizontal, they require a small little piece that you drill in here that will kind of bleed condensation out. And one, I don't really want to do that. And 2, if it's bleeding condensation out, where's that dripping into? I don't want to have to account for that somewhere. So vertical orientation it is. And in their diagram, they showed it actually doing an upward push of the air. And I called their technical support, which I thought was pretty cool. The number for the technical support is right on the installation instructions. And so I called them and said, can I put it facing downward? And he said, it doesn't matter. That's just fine. And so that's what we're going to do, is we are going to come out horizontally from here, and then the fan will shoot vertically down. Now on our fan, the bracket is going to touch here and here, and the fan blades don't go over to there. So to adhere it, you're going to be using these little bitty tech screws that'll just pre-drill through there. So the wiring guide is pretty basic. You just need a line, which is your hot, a neutral, which is your white, and a ground. And it's going to go back to our switch that we put in on the wall. And this wire goes back to our switch that's on the wall in the bathroom. So I pre-wired and kind of knew that that was the way we wanted to do it. So it did require a little bit of forethought, but not a ton necessarily. So before I run that wire, I need to put a take-all in. And what this does is it allows the wire to come into the box and then be fastened to it. Now, this is not the most hard fast style of a take-all you can use. They make some that will screw down to it. But since nobody's going to be up here, it's not going to be pulled or tugged in any way, this one works great. On your diagram, there are 4 wires on top. There's wires running into all of them. They go into the fan side of things. On the bottom side, there are 4 spots, and one has this red wire. The other 3 are for your line, neutral, and ground, and they go in that order: line, neutral, and then ground. Don't necessarily go off the color code on this. Check your installing instructions so that you put them right where they need to go. Oop. And now the next thing we need to do is definitely staple back our wire. In our boxes, what you're going to see, these are our wires coming in, our hot, our neutral, and our ground. That is where they go into that, and the diagram on the guide tells you that as well. Last but not least, we will put our cap. On the inside of this little cap, there's a diagram on how to wire as well, just in case you throw the instructions away. Slide it on, kind of get it into place. Make sure you're sealed, especially around that bottom. I like the way that that sits. That's just feels good quality to me. This next part requires these machine screws, really small, really delicate, fine threads, and those are what go in. So leave the drill to the side, grab your screwdriver, and use that to connect those. Oh! Oh! I found you. I can see you. Just go down that sliver, slip and slide through our bedroom to the balcony. There it is. From down here until this gets enclosed, you can see that fan, but that is the reason we're in this area, is because I don't care if I hear the noise of the fan out here. I don't want to hear it inside the house. Nice and easy. this Y right here will split to both of the dampeners that are going to be in this bathroom. So this one is one of two, and I put it right above the toilet so that this one can at least exhaust smell. And then number two will be right above the shower, so it will exhaust the most moisture in the room. Now, technically I could put one over by the tub, but I don't think that one's gonna generate as much moisture. And because we have the two over here, it will automatically kind of draw this way. So I think we should be okay. That's not where most moisture is gonna come through in the house. It's gonna be in the shower. And then you definitely want to get the stink out, so dead center above the toilet. I set it with a little bit of a gap here so that this wouldn't run into this piece of wood here. So the ducting will clear this no problem, and it won't give us any problems. So we've got enough room for the baffles or the backflow to kind of work. And so all I'll do is just put a small 3-inch piece on there, bring it down to surface level, and then that cap will fit right in. I've got my 3-inch ring cut, and I went ahead and put the Pookie putty all the way around, so when it goes on top of that, it seals really nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. This guy is dry, set, sealed, and we are ready to run our ducting back to our Y, and goes just the same way as this ducting already. Just flex duct with insulation. That's all we want to do. Here's a little tip for when you get ready to start setting it. If you can't reach all the way around and get this to feed up around, I have found that if I get this circle started and get it kind of hanging in place, so when I pull it over, it's just ready to roll. So try to set your circles if you can. And something to not be scared of is if you're doing a big piece of ducting and this one won't reach around, especially the biggest ones that they've had I've bought. I think this is one of the biggest ones they make. It's okay to double these up like you would in tandem chain to get them around, because it'll still pull it just as tight. Same thing here. We're going to take that zip tie, shrink it down, get it to sit on there. Now this one actually has a rubber grommet here, and I don't know if that's for anti-vibration or just for good air seal or whatnot, but if you do rigid, it's really tight and nice for that. But since we're doing flex, it's okay. Another little tip is I like to have that dangling there, so it's just ready to roll. Oh man, that's cool. Huh. Those. What's holding those out? We're gonna have to do something different. So that stinks to find out. I'm gonna have to think about that. As I'm connecting these up, I'm running into an issue. When I tighten that with the zip tie, it puts too much tension on this. And when it does, this dampener that's meant to open when it gets a draw of air and close when it doesn't, it was staying open, and that's a problem. We don't want that. This stops your draft from coming back into the house. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just use screws or something, but then you run into a problem as well, because the screws can hit And that's a problem. So I am going to make a phone call and see what they recommend. And when I get the answer, I'll show you in the next video. You guys, I know this wasn't a full completion video, but it is progress we're making on the house. So if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you guys are wanting to check out some of the new progress we're making with our final window doors in and bricks starting on the house, you're gonna wanna hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we are putting out every single Friday on this channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.